Hey people, it's Rowdy. I know it's been a while since I've done a video, so I'm going to do one right now. How's everybody doing, man? Everybody have a good Thanksgiving? I had a good Thanksgiving. I just didn't have Thanksgiving dinner, man, because I ended up missing out due to a particular circumstantial situation. But I'm cooking Thanksgiving dinner now. I'm cooking dinner now, and a pretty big dinner. You mean just for you? Yeah, for me? What are you talking about? I never have really practiced thinking about the things that I'm thankful for, you know. Now it wants to come on. I'm thankful for you guys. That's for sure. Be alive. Took me a minute. Oh, not a minute, but it took me a few seconds to think about that one. But, I mean, it's another day above ground, right? So, being another day above ground, another chance to do something right with my life, you know. Hold on, people. Okay, good. The funny thing is, we all have the same choice. Some people will say, you mean choices? No, choice. The choice to choose. We have the right to choose our path in life. Are we going to do a good thing or good things? Or are we going to be bad and do bad things, you know? I had somebody ask me one time, we were talking about right and wrong. And he was like, well, so what is wrong? I'm like, the opposite of right, you moron. What are you talking about, you know? But I may have called him something worse than that. I don't remember. Okay, yeah, I did. But I won't use that kind of language here. But we all have the right to choose the path, hold on, that we want to take, you know. You want to make something of yourself? You want to do something with your life? Then, man, you got to start today. I mean, just, not man, but people. You got to start today. You people. You people. Yeah, you people. Us people. I'm one of the people, right? So, it's no different for me. Like, if I want to be in great shape, I have to work out religiously. I have to do the right workouts, and I have to do it the right way, and I have to do it all the time, and I have to do it every day. For me to have it at some point in the future, you know. That's just an example. You know, you want to change your educational level, you know, take some classes or whatever you want to do, increase your knowledge, read books. I mean, you got your iPhones, man. Everybody's running around $1,000, $2,000 iPhones or whatever, and you're not reading. What are you doing? I mean, you're reading text messages and text messages. That's text, commas, text, comma, messages, doing hangouts and date site messaging, or just doing, you know, Facebook Messenger, whatever, video messaging, which is cool. But reading, like reading a book, man. I would suggest Maxwell Maltz, Maltz. He wrote it, I think, my God, I want to say 1938, 48, somewhere in there. It's an old book. He's dead and gone, but I'll be damned. Sorry, but I'll be damned. That guy was a smart mother. I'm telling you right now. Psycho-Cybernetics, the name of the book. A lot of you have heard of that, and a lot of you have not. But even the ones that have you read it? When you read something like that, you start getting the power of your subconscious mind and training yourself to be better and training your mind to not think the same way you think right now. Starting to think better things, more positive instead of being negative, I find that I've done that so many times in my life that I'd have so many problems going on that I just felt so overwhelmed. All I could look at or all I could see were my problems. So that's when you get defeated. That's when you fail or fall, whatever you want to call it. You just stay there in that hole, all cuddled up in a corner. Please don't hit me, and you have to turn your head. You have to change your mind. I'm real big about that. It's been a long time since I've talked about it. But your subconscious mind is like electricity. Electricity does not care what it's used for. You've got the electric chair, right? You have heat and air in your place. So heat in the winter, air in the summertime. And light bulbs, electric fireplaces, electric drills. It doesn't care what it's used for. To kill somebody or to help somebody. It has no conscience. It just is what it is. That's electricity. Through your subconscious mind is the same way. It doesn't care what you want it to believe or want it to do. What you believe consciously is what your subconscious mind acts upon. So your conscious mind will do and make happen what you believe. So you have to start learning and doing. I'm having to start redoing it because I haven't read the book in a long time. I've got half-price books down in Southside Oklahoma City holding it for me, and tomorrow is my last day. So, but I'm having Thanksgiving dinner. Thanksgiving dinner. Can't even talk half the time. But I'm having Thanksgiving dinner today. Well, you look like you've gained weight. Well, yeah, I have gained weight, and I'm going to gain some more. But I'm going to lose it because tomorrow I start my religious, I hate to use the word diet, but diet really is just your staple, your food staple, what you take into your body. That's what diet, the exact definition of diet, I can't tell you, but that's what it means. We use diet, meaning it almost means starvation, or cutting before an MMA fight. I'm on a diet. Oh, you're cutting? Oh, if I'm cutting, I'm telling you I'm cutting. Yes, I need to cut. I'm going to start that here pretty soon, but you got to train your subconscious mind. So you use auto-suggestion. It's telling yourself certain things. It has to be with the emotion attached to it. And when it has emotion attached to it, a strong emotion, it's like when you break up with somebody, and you girls know what I'm talking about. It's like when you break up with somebody or they break up with you, you're kind of sad, you're alone, you're depressed, or you're mad, or you're playing the field. You're just running around because you've been dogged or played. And all of a sudden, people that you used to date, because you have the same number, that's why y'all keep that same number, I think, but you have the same phone number, all of a sudden, Joe Blow or Jane Doe calls. Now, you hadn't talked to them in like 6 years, and they're just calling to see how you're doing. Well, your brain is like a radio transmitter. And I have to tell you, this is how radio was invented. Television was invented by using brain waves. So there is a certain amount of, I would say, telepathy involved. I'd say unconscious telepathy is what that is. Nobody else has said that, but you heard it here first at Rowdy's Rants. Unconscious telepathy. But I'll have to change this to Dr. Rowdy's Rants. But that's auto-suggestion, you know. Brain waves. I mean, think about it. Your TV, what you see on your TV, what you see on this phone, this video. Is there a cable hooked up from my phone to your phone? No. And even if it was, how are you getting all this picture run through all those wires? You know what I mean? And the cable's about yay thick. I know, girls. That's not enough. But the thing is, there's not even a wire connected. But it's sent to your phone, and your phone's picking it up. Well, that's like that when Joe Blow or Jane Doe shows up out of nowhere, and it's been years you've seen them, and you had a big history with them back in the day, but y'all ended on generally good terms, you know. Next thing you know, you're in bed with this fool. And, you know, sometimes that's fun, right? But that's not the point of this conversation. I best hurry lest I digress. But that's why. I've heard girls say, man, I don't know why, but I've had 3 or 4 guys that I used to date since my breakup 2 weeks ago have called me in the 2 weeks. It's because your brain puts out an SOS message. I'm available. I'm alone. I want somebody right now. You know, I need somebody to fill this void. And what you really need is God, right? But that's not what we do. So that's what I'm talking about, is what we normally do. I've done it. We've all done it. I'd be like, man, I've got like 2 of these girls are calling and seeing what's up. And I just broke up with this chick, you know, or she broke up with me a week ago, whatever it was. And then I'm in another relationship because I'm like really kind of on the rebound, and I'm still in relationship status in my head. And that's the thing, girls, you got to understand. And guys too, really. But when you come out of a big relationship, you need to stop. You need to chill out. Don't jump into another relationship, because the truth is, you're trash for that other relationship. And trash is kind of a strong word. What I mean is, you're really luggage. You got all this luggage in your head, and all these cobwebs rolling around and bombs going off. You're all emotionally just whacked like a crazy pregnant chick. I'm not saying pregnant chicks are crazy. I'm saying a pregnant chick who happens to be crazy. Hormones just bouncing off the walls, you know. You have to get stabilized. It's like you got to put yourself into a mental hospital, not a mental hospital, sorry. In your mind, putting yourself into sort of like metaphorically, a metaphorical hospital, instead of a mental hospital, a metaphorical hospital, and fix yourself, because you need to be in intensive care, because after that big breakup and your heart's all broken, you jump into another relationship. Yeah, your vagina's there, and everything else goes with it is there, but your heart is not there. Your heart is bruised and beat and bleeding. Yeah, and you're bleeding out. That's why you jump in a relationship like that, then after so many months or whatever it is, you get where you start to heal, start to level out a little bit. Next thing you know, you went out of that relationship. Well, it's just stupid. That's why you get married, and then you get divorced, and then you get married again, and you get divorced, and you get married again. I mean, that's just dumb. You have to learn why you do that. You have to learn to, creature habits. I know y'all have heard that term, but you have creature habits as well as I have creature habits. We all have creature habits, and we all generally have normal human type stuff. But especially around the holidays, and it just hit me this morning that in about 30 days, this is New Year's Eve. I'm like, oh my God. I don't even have a date. I haven't had a date in quite a while. Because after that last deal, I said, that's it, I wasn't blaming all women for it, but I knew I wasn't mentally, emotionally, mentally, psychologically, same thing, but it just sounds more intelligent if I use the word psychologically. Ready, to be with somebody. I had to get in there and clean house, get all the junk out of my house, all the things that had to do with her, all the thoughts that were attached to her, feelings attached to her. And obviously, I still have the penis and everything that goes with it, just like you had the vagina and everything goes with it. But that doesn't matter. And I can still use it. Sure. My plumbing still works, but that doesn't mean you're ready for a relationship just because you could have sex, Having sex is really the easy part. You have to get yourself fixed, getting into your metaphorical hospital, and get yourself an ICU. And I don't give a damn. I'm sorry, but I don't give a damn how long it takes. It's taken me several years, but I've had other things going on. Real bad car accident and different stuff like that. And then lawyers ended up screwing me over, and an insurance company dicked me, and it was a bad mess. And then I was pissed for, upset, disappointed, mostly. Pissed is probably the wrong word. Disappointed. It's hard to disappoint me. I get mad at you, or I can get pissed at you, but that's fleeting. That doesn't last very long. When it gets deep, the cut goes deep, that's disappointment. And when you have disappointment, then you have a problem. So I got disappointed and depressed and disappointed. So you can see that if I'm depressed and disappointed, why in the living hell do I want to jump into another relationship just because I can, or just because I can still have sex? That don't make sense, because truthfully, maybe she's ready for a relationship. Maybe she's all cleared out in the head. She's done her spring cleaning. She's done her metaphorical hospital. What a phrase. Excuse me. But I haven't. So I'm no good for her. Sure. Have sex with her. She has 3 to 5 orgasms every time. All that seems on key, but my head's not really there, This head is not really there. My God. It's almost like everything you say can be a sexual reference, but it's kind of what this society is getting to today, I guess. Turning into old Roman civilization where they had nothing but giant orgies all the time. And what I learned a new word yesterday, and it's pansexual. And I know a lot of you haven't heard that yet, and maybe all you youngins already know. Hey, good for you. But I'm not young like you anymore. But pansexual, there is no limitation on sexual activity. more or less what it means. Means if someone, I won't say me, because there's no way in hell I'd be pansexual, but they will have sex with anyone, any amount of anyone's, transsexuals, heterosexual, whatever, homosexuals, bisexual. Well, that's homosexual. It's funny how everybody wants to sugarcoat the word homosexual, but it is what it is. If you're that way, that's your business, you know. You can be whatever you want to be. You have the right to choose how you are and how you want to be. Just like I have the right to choose how I am and how I want to be. And by God, I'll fight to keep that right. Just like I would expect you to about yours. But still, metaphorical hospitals, you know. You got to go to the MH and get fixed. And a lot of y'all need to get fixed as it is. You know, having all these unwanted pregnancies. I mean, do you girls not know how that's happening? I mean, you take one leg, here's your legs, and you spread those, and somebody puts a penis in here, and they go back and forth until, you know, I'm trying not to be crude, you know. These kids are watching, but you know, the guy goes off. I remember one girl one time, she got pregnant several times over the years, and we were friends, you know, and we would talk about this stuff. I'm like, why aren't you making them wear a rubber? And she said they were. I think is it 1 in 10,000? I mean, them guys that make those things, the condoms, they know what they're talking about. They've done their research. And I think it's like 1 in 10,000 might break. And it's a might, not may or will. So her having 3 in a row and all of them break, she's lying. He's lying, you know. Were you drunk any of those times? Well, twice I was. Well, I said, okay, here's something, girls, y'all don't understand. Okay, let's say a guy puts a condom on. I shouldn't say this because I'm going to end up teaching some guys some things. But you better pay attention, girl, because as soon as you get up on all fours and he gets behind you, he pulls that thing off and throws it somewhere, you're not going to know. And you're not going to know the difference, you know, especially if it's really good, you know, beforehand, you're going to be pretty worked up in that area. It's going to be pretty sensitive, so you're not going to be able to tell if there's a condom on or not. All you got to do is whip that thing off and let it go. Next thing you know, you're a mom and you're 15 years old. Well, you're an idiot. I have to tell you. If your mom didn't teach you this, she's a moron. Your dad should have taught you, but if he wasn't around, your mom was, she should have taught you. Or if your mom wasn't around, your dad was, he should have taught you. If neither one were around, your grandparents were, they should have taught you. Somebody should have taught you about sex. Which is kind of why I talk about it, because I'm talking about stuff nobody else wants to talk about. Oh, we know, we already know. No, you know how to spread your legs and get laid. That's all you know. Seems like. You don't know how to not be pregnant. Sometimes it just takes not doing it at all. Get yourself in your metaphorical hospital. Here I go again. MH. And get your head fixed. Probably ought to get that thing down there fixed too, so you don't have any kids. Because bringing kids into this world is kind of crazy. Am I judging? Yeah, I'm judging the fact that it's crazy. It's a crazy world, crazy country, crazy culture. And if y'all think it's not going to be worse in 10 or 20 years, you outside your damn mind. Because it's going to be way worse. And, I'll probably be dead. Oh, I don't want to even think about that. But in so many years, I will be, We're all getting older every day. But your subconscious mind is the key. And it's like a radio transmitter. It's just like electricity. Doesn't care what it's used for. You want to use it for good. You want to use it for bad. Whichever one you tell it to do, it's going to do it. You look at your life and tell me right now that I'm wrong. And you're full of it. That's just bullshit. Sorry, but, shouldn't be cussing, but, that's just how it is. Really honest, really responsible, and you're really mature, you'll be able to hold yourself accountable for everything you've done and all the actions you have taken. You want to date. I told a girl this a while back. I said, when you date a player, you get played. You date the really, really pretty boys that all your friends want to get with, and your mom wants to do it too even, then you're probably with the wrong guy. Oh, but I don't want to date a guy that don't look like that. Well, then accept the fact that you're going to get played. He's going to run around and have sex with other girls, and shut the hell up about it. You don't get to have it both ways. I get to have my cake and eat it too, and I get to have your cake and eat it too. The hell you do, girl. No way. I get my cake, and you get your cake. That's how it should be. But you're not going to burn the candle at both ends, because when you do, you'll find that you run out of candle twice as fast. Like, here's the candle. I'm not talking about size right now. I'm just saying candle, right? In between my fingers, an imaginary candle. You light this end. It goes down over time and wears all the way down, right? Melts all the way down. But when you burn it at both ends, it's moving like twice fast. So you're running out of candle, and you're running out of good situation, and you're going to find yourself in a bad spot. So you really need to listen to what I'm saying and heed my words and learn and Google this stuff yourself and learn this stuff. There's there's all kinds of psychology stuff out there, but get that psycho-cybernetics, because by God, I tell you what, that'll really change your head and teach you something. Just because the guy was alive, 50 years ago, didn't mean he was one of the smartest mothers on this damn planet, because he was. And even to this day, smarter than most people running around. So, kudos to that guy. I gotta tell you, I need to Google his family and see what's up. If he had, surviving kids and grandkids that are alive today. Because I would like to meet one of them, just to shake their hand, just because they were blood related to this guy. But psycho-cybernetics, metaphorical hospital, and get that fixed. No, but you got to be watching that. Going to parties with your friends, you get all drunk, you're hanging out on the sofa, and you're playing strip quarters or strip poker or whatever, or strip twister. Well, you're going to get laid and probably wind up pregnant. Especially if you're a young girl. Because you don't even know about your menstrual cycle really well yet. You don't really know the fact that there's a 3-day window during your menstrual cycle that almost 100% guarantees you will not get pregnant. But it's a 3-day period. But the period don't last 3 days, but it's a 3-day in the middle of your period, where you will not get pregnant no matter how many guys dump a load in there. It's just how it is. But I wouldn't advise hitting it on the first minute of the first day of that 3 days within that period, because that's kind of tricky. I would shoot for the middle of it. Because everybody's always shooting for the middle, right? But those are the things you need to remember. Psycho-Cybernetics by Maxwell Maltz. Like, hey, let's go get some malts at the ice cream shop. That sounds so old people, doesn't it? But Maltz as in zebra. because we're different. But I've got to roll. I've got turkey dinner going on. But I love you guys. You guys be good.